He wasn't meant to be there at all. He was due to go skiing with a friend of his called Martin Blake, and it was the day before he was due to go skiing that he got a call from Blake, who had seen what was going on in Czechoslovakia in the news and had decided to go out there. And Blake said, "Come to Prague. There's something really interesting for you here, and I think we can help." So he immediately changed his plane ticket, and on the 31st of December, New Year's Eve, 1938, he flew out to Prague, and he was only there for 3 weeks. And I think this is something that is often forgotten, that he wasn't actually there for very long at all. And along with Blake, they went to visit a lady called Doreen Warrener, who was really the founding force behind an organisation called the BCRC, the British Committee for Refugees in Czechoslovakia. And her organisation was really focused on political opponents to the Third Reich who had fled mainly from the Sudetenland following the Munich Agreement to Prague. She was focused on trying to get them out because they were all wanted, and they were all men. So she was purely focused at that point on evacuating men. And Winton and Blake started working for her and supporting her. And it seems to be within the first day, between Winton and Warrener, they agreed that Winton would take on what was later termed the children's section of the BCRC. So Warrener certainly understood the need to help children. She had about 15 children in her care who had either been lost or whose parents had left. So she was very conscious about it, but either didn't have the bandwidth or the ability to organise anything. And she asked Winton to take it on. He immediately wrote to his boss in England and asked for an extension to his holiday. But that extension would only take him to the 3 weeks. Martin Blake left a few days after they arrived, and Winton spent his time. He visited a lot of the refugee camps, which is very emotionally depicted in One Life, and I think very kind of accurately so. Saw what was happening, and wrote to his mother, Barbara Winton, who's played by Helen Bonham Carter, and asked her to find out all of this information from the Home Office of how to evacuate children. And it quickly became apparent that the only way to do this would be for the children to come unaccompanied. And fortunately, Kindertransport by that time was actually relatively well underway from other countries around Europe, but not from Czechoslovakia. So there was a almost a blueprint in place of how to do this, and his mother managed to navigate through all of the different bureaucratic barriers that were in place to be able to start arranging these transports.